Welcome back, 12th class. In our biology class, chapter 11 Biotechnology Principles and Processes. Cloning vectors. First of all, we have to understand what is vectors. The vectors are the DNA molecules that can carry a foreign DNA segment into the host cell. Vectors may be of two types. One is plasmid. Plasmid, these are autonomously replicating circular extrachromosomal DNA. While bacteriophages, these are viruses that infect bacteria. Bacteriophages, because of their high number per cell, have very high copy number within the bacterial cell. PBR322 is the first artificial cloning vector developed in 1977 by Bolivar and Rodriguez from the E. coli plasmid. You can see here, this is a plasmid which is present in a bacterial cell. Suppose this is a E. coli cell or any bacterial cell. This have the own genetic material rather than it had the circular DNA also, and this circular DNA known as the plasmid. Now our next slide. The following features are required to facilitate cloning into a vector. You can see here, this is a plasmid PBR322. First of all, we have to understand that what are the features which are required to facilitate cloning into a vector. First of all, we need a origin of replication. Origin of replication, or we can say the ORI. You can see here in this diagram, this is ORI. This region is known as the ORI. This is a DNA sequence that is responsible for the initiating replication. Any piece of DNA when linked to this sequence can replicate within the host cell. ORI also controls the copy numbers of the linked DNA for many copies of target DNA. It should be cloned in a vector whose origin supports high copy number. Next is selectable marker. You can see here this is the selectable marker. It helps to select the host cells which contain the vectors, transformants, and eliminate the non-transformants. Transformation is defined as the procedure by which a piece of DNA is introduced into a bacterial cell. Genes encoding resistant to antibiotics like ampicillin, tetracycline, or kanamycin are useful selectable markers for E. coli. The normal E. coli cells do not carry resistance against any of these antibiotics. The third we need for the cloning into a vector, cloning sites. You can see here, these are the cloning site like this, these are the cloning sites. To link the alien DNA, the vectors require very few, mostly single recognition sites for the restriction enzymes. You can see here so many restriction enzymes, BAMH1, like EcoR1, PST1, CLA1. More than one recognition sites within the vector can complicate the gene cloning as it will generate several fragments. Ligation of alien DNA can be carried out at a restriction site present in one of the two antibiotic resistance genes. Fourth feature, we need vectors for cloning genes in the plant and animals. There are several vectors which are used for cloning genes in plants and animals. In animals, the tumor inducing plasmid TI of Agrobacterium tumefaciens is used as the cloning vector. It delivers a piece of DNA known as the tDNA into the TI plasmid, which transforms normal plant cells into tumor cells to produce chemical against pathogens. Retrovirus, adenovirus are also now used as cloning vector in the animals because of their ability to transform normal cells into cancerous cells. They are first disarmed and then used to transfer desirable genes to animal cells. So this was about the cloning vector. Now our next slide, selection of recombinant form can be done by one of the following methods. One is inactivation of antibiotics. One is inactivation of antibiotics and other is alternative selectable marker, or we can say insertional inactivation. What is inactivation of antibiotics? If a foreign DNA ligase at the BMH1 sites of tetracycline resistant gene in the vector PBR322, the recombinant plasmid loses the tetracycline resistance due to insertion of foreign DNA. As we saw the diagram in our previous slide, this is the diagram of plasmid, and we have this is the BAM H1 restriction enzyme, and this is also a site of the selectable marker which responses for the tetracycline. So if a foreign DNA ligase at the BAM-H1 site of the tetracycline resistant gene in the vector PBR322, the recombinant plasmid loses the tetracycline resistance due to insertion of foreign DNA. It can still be selected out from the non-recombinant ones by plating and transformants on ampicillin containing medium. The transformants growing on ampicillin containing medium are then transferred onto a medium containing tetracycline. The recombinants can grow in ampicillin containing medium but not on the containing tetracycline, whereas non-recombinants can grow on the medium containing both the antibiotics, and thus recombinants are selected. Next is alternative selective markers, insertional inactivation. On the basis of color production in the presence of chromogenic substrate, the recombinants and non-recombinants can also be differentiated. A recombinant DNA is inserted within a coding sequence of an enzyme beta-galactosidase, which result into inactivation of the enzyme, and hence there is no conversion of substrate to products. Hence the bacterial colonies having transformed plasmid shows no coloration, while those without inserted plasmid form blue color colonies. So this was the cloning vectors and their formation done of the following by the following method, that is inactivation of antibiotics and alternative selective markers. So thank you so much, guys.